Good morning friends and welcome to Sharekhan pre-market view. Indian markets, after putting on over 600 points gain on Sensex in the past two sessions, yesterday saw a mild bit of profit booking coming into the markets. This was predominantly because of lack of any triggers and the global cues which prevailed at that point in time. If you look at the cues from the US market overnight, they also ended flat. Yesterday we had certain data points coming in US which were mildly positive. The housing starts number were above the street estimate. However, the fall in the biotechnology shares out there dragged on the overall indices. Dow ended down by 13 points, Nasdaq was down by about 25 points, while S&P was almost flat at 3 points drop. If you look at the Asian markets, they are trading mixed to positive right now because the data has come in from Japan. The data is weak, which raises expectation of easing by the Japanese central bank in the policy tomorrow. Singapore Nifty is indicating a negative opening by 6 points, so more of a flattish kind of an opening on the broader indices. If you look at the flows, FIs continues to show their confidence in the Indian markets. They were buyers to the tune of 524 crore in the cash market. They were marginal buyers in index future worth 31 crore, whereas DIIs continued their selling streak of the past 5 days. They were sellers to the tune of 355 crore. After a flattish kind of an opening, how Nifty is likely to behave throughout the day given that we have important earnings numbers today? Let's have a view from our derivatives team.
Good morning friends, I will give analysis on derivatives. In yesterday's market, taking mixed cues from the international market, our market opened with on a flattish note, and thereon we have seen some kind of recovery was seen in the start of the trade, in the first few hours of the trade, where Nifty tried to move into the more positive territory and made an intraday high and tried to go past 8,300. But 8,300 was acting as a crucial resistance, and thereon we have seen post a negative opening of the European markets, our market also slide downwards, and Nifty in the last 1 hour of trade has seen some kind of a selling pressure, due to which we managed to close on a negative 0.20% at 8253.90. Now in yesterday's trade, except information technology and automobile sector, rest all of the sectors closed in the negative territory, and some kind of a selling pressure was seen around the resistance, crucial resistance of around 8,300. On the open interest terms, 1% were added in open interest, that is around 3 odd lakh shares were added in open interest. Cost of carry continues to remain negative, that is Nifty continues to trade in the discount of around 8 points compared to 5-point discount in the day before yesterday's trading session. And cost of carry from negative 1.5% is widened up to negative 4 odd percentage. Now, majority of the build-up which was seen in the yesterday's trade was on the shorter side, as market participants have seen building some of the short positions around the resistance zone. Put call ratio have inched higher. Surprisingly, it's been constantly moving above 1 and has been holding above 1 from last few trading sessions. Then also the markets has not been able to sustain or not been able to capitalize on the upward momentum. That's an interesting observation. Hence, a good call ratio have inched higher from 1.03 to 1.04 odd levels, while volatility index have also inched higher from 16.88 to 17%. Now, the options activity, 8,300 call option have seen some kind of an addition, which is the highest call base. Continues to add around 5% and it's highest in terms of open interest with around 61 lakh shares in it. While 8,200 and 8,300 put option have also seen an addition of around 14% and 6% respectively. While in last 2 to 3 trading session we have been seeing 8,200 put option have been seeing significant amount of addition, which could act as an immediate support for our market for this series. Well, watch out for 8,200 levels if in case Nifty drifts towards 8,200. Nifty could find support around that level and can see a recovery till 8,300. And the activity of 8,200 put option, 8,300 call option would be watched quite closely for deciding the future trend of the market. There are no securities in ban period for today's trade. On FIs terms, there was not much of activity by them, neither in index futures nor in index options. Index futures, they were net buyers by around 31 crores only, and index options, they were net buyers of 61 crores. However, stock futures they have been buying the last 2 3 trading sessions with buying in cash market segment and also buying in stock futures. They are net buyers on stock futures of around 475 odd crores and stock options they are net sellers of 32 crores only. For our market level, our 5 days view stands at 8220 with a lower range at 8200 and higher range at 8300. Of course, 8200 is the crucial level now to watch out for. Hence, in today's trading session, since SGX Nifty is pointing a bit down on the pointing to open or a bit on a lower side, we might see Nifty showing some kind of a support at 8200 odd levels. So watch out for 8200 in today's trade. SGX Nifty is suggested is trading lower by around 8 odd points and it's at 8249, indicating some kind of a negative to flat opening can be expected in today's trade. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Friends, now let's look at the trading ideas for the day. The first one being Aurobindo Pharma. Now, Aurobindo Pharma has got tentative US FDA approval for a drug called as Tadalafil, which is a generic version drug of Cialis, which is used to treat erectile dysfunction. Now, this is sentimentally positive news for Aurobindo and one can long it with stop loss of 795. The potential upside could be anywhere between 835 to 851. Our next idea is Syngene. Now, yesterday the company announced its numbers. The net profit showed a rise of about 31% and stood at 52 crore. Also, the sales went up about 256 crore from 197 crore a period earlier. So, overall, a good set of numbers, and the stock can go up in trade today. One can long it with stop loss of 352. The potential upside could be 369 and above that at 377. Friends, our next idea is Federal Bank. Now, Federal Bank came out with a disappointing set of numbers yesterday. The Q2 PAT stood at 161 crore versus 240 crores. Also, what was disappointing was the sharp increase in the pre-provisioning NPAs. The NPAs came in at about 1.33% versus 0.98% QOQ. One can short Federal Bank with stop loss of 67.40. The potential downside could be between 62. Moving on to news update, TRAI has this brought new call drop norms. As per a broking report, this can hurt the overall telecom sector profit by 5%. Maharashtra is likely to move Supreme Court against Bombay High Court order lifting ban on Maggi. RBI restricts foreign investors from buying further shares in Shriram Transport Finance, as their holding is beyond the permissible limit now. Petronet LNG Torrent Power are in pact for Dahej terminal capacity booking. Reliance Communication, Aircel and Systema begins a talk for three-way merger. HCL Technology has won a big award, an IT outsourcing contract from Volvo Group that is estimated to be worth over $2 billion over the period of next 5 years. TCS has announced global alliance partnership with Tableau Financial Technology in accord with Medicine for sale of 1.58% stake in IEX. We have Vedanta Resource, which has been cut to B plus from BB negative by S&P. Outlook also has been kept at negative. Welspun Corp has received a very big order worth 90,000 tons of line for pipes. Reliance Industry may write off the KG-D6 block reserves. Reliance might account for the losses in their books at the end of the financial year. Viom is set to sell majority stake to American Tower Company. Now, Shrey Infrastructure, which holds about 18% stake in Viom, is likely to participate and dilute the entire shareholding in the deal. Biocon's Q2 net profit triples to 306 crore. This is largely led by profit from the stake sale in Syngene. Container Corporation Q2 net jumps 21% and stood at 233 crores. Hero MotoCorp yesterday came out with its numbers. The number beat analyst expectation with the standalone profit rising 1.1% YOY and stood at 772 crore on the back of good operational performance by the company. ACC Q2 profit falls 40% to 115.21 crore. Important results which are likely to be announced today. We have Wipro, the estimate here is 2,305 crore. Idea Cellular, estimate here is 795 crore. HDFC Bank, an important number out there, the estimated profit is 2860 crores. Bajaj Auto estimate here is 936 crore. IRB Infra estimate here is 177 crore. Whereas Zydal's Wellness estimate here is close to 31 crore. Profit is 2860 crores. Bajaj Auto estimate here is 936 crore. IRB Infra estimate here is 177 crore. Whereas Zydal's Wellness estimate here is close to 31 crore. Watch list that we've created for intraday trading. Stock with positive bias, we have TCS, Infosys, Bajaj Finance and Maruti. Whereas stock on negative bias, we have IOC, Marico and DV Slab. Stock for long-term investment, we have Aditya Birla Nuvo, Britannia, HDFC Bank, Tata Motor DVR and Zee. Thank you.